The Joe Rogan Experience.
When I first got here, the hot book was "You'll Never Work in This Town Again." And it was a hooker who fucking did a tell-all book about Don Henley calling her up to a house, and they had to bend over, and Don Henley would snort coke off their assholes.
Woo!
And then get up and plug them once and sit back down and just sit there. So you had to go to Don Henley's house. He had a fireplace, 4 women, and he would just say, bend over naked.
God damn,
and
Don
he would
Henley.
snort coke, get up, fuck you for a minute, and then sit back down and snort more coke. You know, she told all those stories of different movie stars and shit like that.
I would be disappointed if you lived any other way. I would think that if you're living back then, too, rock star back then, like you almost were required to do something ridiculous. Like everybody was doing ridiculous shit. Like there was no like clean and sober rock stars back then, were there? Like that hadn't even happened yet, where people cleaned up. Right? People clean up regularly now. It's a big part of society. Like people improve. How many people cleaned up back in the day? Right? Like artists that were like really into drugs. They just died.
They just died.
Yeah.
They didn't really know.
Kurt
what
obviously
it
was suicide or whatever, depending on which documentary you're into.
The creepiest fucking thing I saw was 1983. I went back to New York and I got a job at an electrical warehouse called Swift Electric. And I had to load trucks. My job was I'd get there in the morning, look at the bill of ladings, you know, put 12 feet pipe in your truck, wiring, screws. And there was this one fucking driver, bro, that was 45 years old and his wife was 15.
Whoa.
And he would bring her to work with her.
Jesus.
So she'd be in the front seat. She did not go to school. The owner 15. Knew. Everybody knew. If you looked at him, you could tell he wasn't all there.
Oof.
And I remember asking him once, like, is this your daughter? And he goes, no, that's my wife. I go, she's 15, 14. He goes, yeah, the parents sold it to me.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I forget what his name was or where he lived. I know he lived in West New York. He was a white dude from West New York. But but Don Johnson married Melanie Griffin before she was 18.
Really?
Yeah, look it up. Nobody said dick.
Was that
look at the other boy. Look at that dude. They're gonna throw him under jail when they get rid of him. Finish with him.
Who?
R. Kelly. If you think Howie Weinstein's in trouble, at least Howie got some money.
Harvey.
Harvey. At least he's got some money left. R. Kelly's done. And like we were fucking, nobody said nothing.
R. Kelly used bribe to marry Aaliyah when she was 15, charges say. He bribed a government employee in 1994 so that he could obtain a fake ID for the singer Aaliyah. Yeah.
This is 20-something years ago, right? He did this. They're gonna throw him under the fucking jail. He was holding women captive, fucking with their heads. You're not allowed to talk to your fucking parents.
And was it all that age? Was it all like in the 15s? That's what he's into?
Is that what he's in? Yeah. They got the video of him pissing on a chick, which I never saw. I don't want to see it. I mean, I have no fucking desire to see that shit.
What do you think that is? You think he's basically like running a cult?
Well, I watched
with
a little bit of
girls?
it last week, and he comes across to you. His professionalism. Listen, some people know a wounded deer when they see one, and that's what these women are saying. That his skill is the art of the wounded woman, and then he plays wounded. But then, who do you talk to that within the first day will tell you they got sexually harassed? Not too many people. So as soon as he starts with that, you start with your story about your uncle, and he's going to take care of you, he's going to do this and this. So that's how he went in. The stories that these women are saying are just fucking crazy. Like, it's just other level fucking craziness. Mind manipulation, it's just deep, old school pimp. Remember you and I went to see American Pimp?
Yeah.
And we went to that barbecue place. You took me to that good barbecue place next door to where American Pimp was the Hughes brothers. Just that mentality of spotting those type of women.
You know what's fucked up? It's horrible, and I feel terrible about it, and it just makes me feel sick hearing the story. But what makes me laugh is if we found out that J-Lo had been capturing 15-year-old boys and pissing in their face, we would think it was hilarious. if J-Lo went to high school and she got all these sophomores and she brought them back to her place for a gangbang, we would think these kids had a good fucking time. That is what it's one of those big giant differences between the way we feel about men and women. This R. Kelly thing is horrible, but it is kind of funny that if R. Kelly was like a really beautiful woman and she was doing the exact same thing to 15-year-old boys, making them live with her and eat her pussy and shit, we would think it's hilarious. We would just think it's hilarious.
Madonna's doing it.
Yeah.
Madonna's doing it.
He does not read or write exceedingly well, except when it comes to amazing musical tracks, his attorney said. Okay. He doesn't read or write well. That's sad. The whole thing's sad. But it is weird, our ideas of sex based on gender. It's fucking very different. We feel very different about that story. That would be a hilarious story if there was some big-tittied freak singer who has like a little sex cult and she brings 15, 16-year-old boys over. We would be like, wow. But we wouldn't feel like a crime got committed. We'd be like, wow.
Listen, we're hypocrites because I make jokes of it on Twitter. I see another 16-year-old teacher sucks a dick, but then you think, Jesus Christ, I have a daughter. This swings both ways.